Welcome, everybody. It's time. It's time for the IGA Impact Jam. My name is Willem Delventhal. I am the headmaster of the Indie Game Academy. I am joined today by David Doan. David, you want to wave? David is our assistant headmaster and is helping me out today. So this is going to be a pretty quick call, probably just 15 to 20 minutes. And really the only thing I'm going to be doing is telling y'all what the theme of this jam actually is, giving a little bit of information on who the judges are, giving sort of what we expect. There are actually 3 live events, including this one, over the lifespan of the jam. So giving you info on that stuff, and then actually announcing the secondary theme that will allow you to start building your games right at the end of the call. And from there, you guys can shoot off and start building wonderful things. But until then, I have to do my best to entertain you. So let's do this thing. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the Indie Game Academy Impact Jam. This is our second game jam. We are incredibly pleased to have over 100 signups on itch.io. We are very happy to have you all joining us here today, and we're very excited to see what you all build. In the last game jam that we ran, we had 19 games. Can we beat that this time? I implore all of you to strive for perfection. Okay, now I have something to admit before we get started, which is that I want to save the world. Which might sound childish, but it's because of video games. Dang it. When I played video games when I was younger, I don't know about the rest of y'all. I feel like this is a pretty common response to being a gamer. I feel like the Campbell's Hero's Journey, the classic tale of the hero of time or whatever, who saved the day and strove against evil, was so common. So I want to save the world, but I want to save the world because games told me to. And I would hazard a guess that many of you feel exactly the same way. Something that I say to my students at the Indie Game Academy is that game design, I view game design as largely sort of the study of human motivation. How do we get somebody to do something? How do we get our players to engage with our game? How do we get people to, go past the tutorial and not stop and get bored of our game in the first 30 seconds? And there are a lot of places that we have seen this actually play out. Our sort of greatest tool in the study of human motivation is fun as game designers. We want to make our games fun, and that compels people to stay and hang out in our games. But we have also all definitely played video games that were like not fun at all, but for some reason we still played. As there is simply, if you are a game designer, a whole lot more depth to the art of game design besides just fun. Now, we've also seen certain companies that I won't name, but I guess we'll show a picture of, games get abused by. There's the act that we call gamification, where we use game systems and apply them to non-games. And we have learned all kinds of ways to addict people to products and unfortunately abuse that power. I believe that with great power, the great power of game design, comes great responsibility. We all know that one, right? So here is my prompt to all of you here at the IGA Impact Jam. I want to do some good, gamers, and I want all of you, our game designers here at the IGA Impact Jam, to take up that call and see if you can do a little bit of good too. So here's the primary theme. This has been announced already. This is not what you need to go and build games, so don't leave quite yet. The primary theme of the IGA Impact Jam is impact, is positive impact. We challenge you. This is like a little idea that David and I brewed up quite a while ago now, a couple of months ago. Can we use video games, and even more so, can we use jam games where we only have 2 days to build this game, to do some kind of good in the world? So your primary mission is to create a game that positively impacts a socioeconomic, environmental, or other public issue. You can directly address it, or you can at least bring attention to it. Use the power of your games. You as a game designer, harness that heroic power. We have, for a couple of examples to try to start to steep and brew your creative juices, I guess. This is a student-made game at the Indie Game Academy. This is called Trash Island. You play as a whale in a polluted ocean, and you pick up trash, and then you throw it at factories and destroy them like it's Angry Birds or something. So this, I think, is like a very direct impact game. This is something that is attempting to address or bring attention to the environmental issues of today's day and age. But there are plenty of other games out there that have done really interesting things. So another example here is Exoplanet Explorer, which I don't know if any of you remember, but this was a venture by a company that basically put out sort of a gamified system to try to get the public to help them find planets, actual planets, real planets out in the stars. And they found a potentially habitable solar system that NASA and other heads of sort of the space race didn't know about. The public found a solar system that we did not know about through a video game. So this is a really interesting example of positive impact of games. And the last one that I'll point out is the most gamey of the games, which is Democracy 4. If anyone has played, super fascinating concept. Basically, it's just a democracy simulator where you sort of get to taste what it's like to be a world leader and what it's like to try to sway and move people in a direction. So this is sort of your more gamey positive impact game. This is allowing people to understand and try to appreciate democracy and politics, and therefore hopefully bring more attention and more care to our political system. I would still call this a positive impact game. So this is all hosted by the Indie Game Academy. We've mentioned that a couple of times now. IGA is an indie game accelerator. We are dedicated to empowering the game creative to pave their own path. We do this in a number of different ways, like this jam right here, but our bread and butter is a 3-level program that we run with many of our students. Level 1 is an entirely recorded online class where you build your own version of Peggle. So if you are trying to figure out how the heck Unity works or C# works, or how to just like get your head in the game design space, this is the level that we recommend for you. It's nice and cheap and nice and accessible. Level 2 is all about getting your feet out from under you. And this one is coming up soon. Our next cohort begins March 14th, just over a month from today. This is 1 month of live classes with a trained industry professional. I am actually going to be teaching this one. So if you like my face, consider signing up. You will learn from Industry Pro, you will build your own platformer game, and you will publish that game online. Level 3 is our bread and butter, is basically Harry Potter up in here. We sort people into 4 wizarding houses. Those houses act as their own indie game studio. They come up with an original game concept and publish that game and monetize that game to a marketplace of your choice after just 3 months. You learn from 7 industry professionals. It's crazy and ridiculous, and we love it. If any of those sounds interesting, I encourage you to schedule a call with me. I'm going to drop this here for anyone who is in the Zoom with us, if I can find the chat. And then David, I'll also drop this in the Discord later and on the Facebook later. So I won't take up too much time right now. If anything here at the Indie Game Academy sounds interesting, we're not going to force you into anything. I would love to chat, and you can always learn more at our website as well, indiegameacademy.com. All right, let's get into the meat. Let's get to the part that everybody cares about. And that is the details about the jam. So this is the IGA Impact Jam. I think I've already said that. This is a classic 48-hour jam. So you have 48 hours starting right now. Submissions close Sunday at 5 p.m. You can submit games through itch.io. We have 3 judges that we'll be announcing in just a second who will be actually judging these games and picking our winners. There will be a public exhibition, something similar to this, but where we actually let you turn on your cameras and show your games on Sunday as well, which is mostly just a chance to sort of show off your games and celebrate each other. Then we have closing ceremonies to announce the winners, which will be next Friday, so 1 week from today, after the judges have had some chances to sit down and play the games. The timeline right now is the kickoff event. We're going to be putting this up. This is going to be a recording, so anyone can check this out a little bit later. So if you're watching this later, adjust your timelines accordingly. The submissions for our games close this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 2 p.m. Pacific Time, depending on where you are. There will be a public showcase starting at that exact time for you to show off your game and celebrate each other. I've always felt like one of the things that sucks about game jams is you finish your game and then it just kind of ends. So we have a chance for you to get up on stage here digitally and show off what you've created to the other game developers and just network and meet each other a little bit. Then our actual closing ceremony, where the judges will announce the top 3 winners, will be next Friday, the 18th, at the same time as we are all hanging out right now, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The winners will be announced there. The prizes will be given there. All events will be hosted on Zoom. We're also going to stream them to Facebook for anybody who can't be here in these Zoom sessions. The prizes. Ooh. So we have 3 cash prizes for the top 3 games here at the IGA Impact Jam. In first place, if you can make an amazing, socially impactful game, you will get $300 split among your team members. If you're working by yourself, you'll get $300. If you're working with a team of 3, you'll each get $100. Also, anybody who's on the team will get 20% off of any IGA programs for the next 6 months, in the next 6 months. In second place, $150 split among team members plus 20% off. And in third place, $50 split among team members and 20% off. And then, because we like to try to support everybody, all submissions will also get broadcast to our community. So we're going to have the Jam page where it shows all of the submissions. We're going to send that out to our email list. We're going to put it on our Discord. So hopefully, even if you don't get in the top 3, you're getting some attention for your work here. We're trying to make good stuff happen for our community. We also, of course, have to say thank you to Bugsnag. So we were sponsored this time around by Bugsnag, which is a smart bear company. They graciously, generously donated that $500 that we are splitting for prizes. They are a full stack application, basically for stability, making data-driven decisions. They're also just like really great people. They reached out to us. So we very much recommend checking them out if you need some back end or mobile support. All right, so criteria. How the heck do you win this game and how do you get this money? There will be 4 criteria for the judges to pay attention to. The number 1, and always the number 1, is just fun. Can you make a fun, engrossing game? Number 2 is, of course, positive impact. We're here to try to create some kind of an impact. This is the IGA Impact Jam. So can you make something that's fun, that also makes the world a better place? Number 3 is market viability. Could this thing work as a full game? And number 4 is the relation to the secondary theme, which will be the final thing that we announce tonight. The community as well. So most of you guys are already in our Discord. If you aren't already in our Discord, on the itch page for the jam, there is a link to get into the Discord. We don't have a dedicated channel for this jam because we do a lot of stuff besides the jam. And as we do it, we just use our general space. So use the hashtag general channel to talk about the jam, to ask for help, to post ideas, post pictures. We want to hear you as you move along. We want to see what you're creating as you move along. We want to support you and celebrate and have fun doing this together. You can, if you are looking for teams, post into the looking for group channel. And I encourage people to like pick up team members. It's actually a huge help for you in your game development career to work with other people. If you always do the solo dev thing, you're just going to have some skill deficits. So work with other people. If you see a, I don't know, sound designer and you don't have a sound designer, pick them up, work with them. When you are sharing to social media as you wish, which, we encourage you to do, use the hashtags IGA Impact Jam and hashtag Indie Game Academy. And then don't be strangers. The community is what we make it. So let's make it a kind, considerate, awesome, impactful place. All right, let's announce our judges. We have 3 esteemed judges joining us today. The first is a staple here at the Indie Game Academy. His name is John Nelson Rose. I don't think John is in the room with us today. He'll be joining us for the closing event. John is a game creative. He actually was a mentor to me back in the day, interestingly enough. He is the founder of a company called Opium Play, an advocate for game creatives across the world, and he actually came up with the creativity app at Lumosity, the brain training game company. Next, we have Adrian Herbez, senior games engineer at Together Labs. Adrian is also just a goofy, fun dude. He loves making 3D printed toys. I don't know how many of these toys I have seen in my life, but they're like imagine the most complicated sort of multi-part puzzles that you can. And Adrian just loves getting into that stuff and also putting the CAD models up for everyone online. And finally, the man of the hour that we do have here with us today is Luther Patengi, a writer, designer, and founder. Luther is the visionary behind Ambition, A Minuet and Power, which successfully funded on Kickstarter, found a handful of private investors, and secured a publisher. This man is a legend. Luther, you want to wave and say hi real quick? He says hi. I think it's muted. Oh, do I have to mute him? Clicked it.
Yeah, I muted myself to be polite, and turns out I can't unmute myself. But yeah, hi everyone. I'm really excited to see what everyone plays. I mean, game jams were actually how I personally got into the game industry, and so they're very near and dear to my heart. So I'm pretty excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, thank you, Luther. Thank you for being here. All righty. So are there any questions? Use the chat if you have any questions. Let me pull up the chat here. Are there any questions before I announce that secondary theme? And I will be posting the link to schedule a call with me. I am more than happy to talk about pretty much anything. So if you want to talk about breaking into the game industry, some resume review, something like that, I do my best to help out young game creatives or those trying to break into the space. But if you want to talk about our programs at the Indie Game Academy, that is, of course, something for us to do. It doesn't look like anyone has questions, so let's go ahead and announce the theme. Theme time. Okay, so first of all, the primary theme, right? The primary theme is impact. Can you make a game that somehow positively impacts the world? And then past that, you're going to make something fun, and you're going to make something that could be viable in the marketplace. But the fourth thing, criteria for judging your game against is Neon, baby. Let's get 80s retro up in here. All right, that's it. You guys can take off and start building your games. Don't be a stranger. Be in the Discord. We're going to post this video around for anybody who may have missed it. Schedule some calls with us. Hang out with us. We're very excited to see what everybody makes today. All right, that's it. Click and stop on all the things.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Good luck.